Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hello and welcome as well. So today we are doing my makeup roundup for March and April. So this is essentially my monthly favorites, but kind of combined a few months into one video because it's quite rare that I have a lot of things to talk about per video. So I kind of felt like, why is one video a month kind of worth it, if that makes sense. I do have quite a few things to talk about today. Some of the stuff that I have on my face, the only thing that is not new is the eyeshadow palette. It is the Beauty Bay Dark Lights palette. Who knows when Beauty Bay are going to be releasing a new palette, because they have just come back. I'm excited, but kind of, when you kind of like a brand kind of disappears for a while and you're not too sure what's going on, you've kind of already said your goodbyes. I'm being so dramatic, but yeah, I'm happy that Beauty Bay is back, but we'll see what happens with their makeup and stuff. But yeah, I have so many products today. I think there's maybe one thing that's not super high end, but it's still affordable. Everything else is like drugstore, from like Boots and here and there. So let's start off with foundation. So I have 3 foundations to talk about today. The first one that we have on is the Essence Silky Blur. So I got this from Boots and I did test it out quite recently as a first impressions, and I really love this foundation. So this is the Silky Blur Hydrating Long Wear Foundation. So I have always had issues with Essence and their foundations because I really feel like they don't have the best kind of consistency. They don't have the best shade ranges. The kind of, a lot of them are tints and they're just a bit patchy, or they're just, the colours are just not quite right, if that makes sense. But this one, I absolutely am loving it. This helps with my top lip. So I'll probably mention this in my other 2 foundations, that they do not budge when I have them on my top lip. And for me, that is a win, because if you guys are new to my channel, I have a lot of issues with my top lip. So anytime that I put anything on there, so when it comes to makeup, skincare, straight away my body just changes temperature and I start feeling really warm. I don't know what it is. I start sweating and it's very frustrating, especially with foundations that do separate on me, which is quite a lot. I end up with like this massive just like patch of my actual skin poking through, and it looks very unpleasant for me. But yeah, this foundation just does not do that, and Essence have been killing it recently. A lot of stuff that I've been trying, I've been loving. And I do have the concealer. I might as well talk about the concealer now. But yeah, I have the Silky Blur Hydrating Long Wear Concealer. So yeah, I have the duo. So for the foundation, I have shade number 100, which is the very first shade. And then Silky Blur Concealer at the shade number 50. I believe this is like maybe the second shade into it. So I got this one from Primark, and they do have quite a few shades. I think they have more concealer shades than foundation, which is a bit odd, but I still picked up both because I love Essence. And they have come out with a Little Mermaid collection recently, which I'm slightly intrigued about, but I don't need to spend any money right now on pointless things, even though that is the story of my life. But yeah, these work amazingly well together. So as you guys can see, that I have like the video playing, so of me applying these products, they work beautifully together. The concealer does wonders for my under eye. So I do have a lot of issues with my under eye bags because I am sleeping less these days, and just, yeah, my age in general. So I am, a woman nearly in her 40s, and so my eye color and my kind of under eye bags are going to be changing a lot. But yeah, this is a duo. I think it's fantastic, and yeah, I'm very surprised at Essence, but also really happy because they are just so affordable. I think the concealer is about £3.50 and the foundation is like £6, so you can't go wrong. Next is another foundation that I have been absolutely loving and using so much over the past few months, and it's the MUA Pro Base Lumi Tint. And back in the day, I have tried the original foundation, the one with the plastic kind of spatula type thing, which they still sell in Superdrug and everything. But yeah, this is in the shade number N2 Neutral. This is brilliant. I mean, this is what, £6.50, or if that. And MUA are a brand that I speak about quite frequently because they're so affordable. Their products are so good. I have 2 other things. that I'll talk about later when I get into those categories. But I just feel like this blends out so nicely. It says it's a Lumi tint, but it's a buildable foundation. So I feel like it is more of a foundation than a tint because it has a lot more coverage to it. It's a very medium to buildable coverage. And yeah, MUA are just a brand that are constantly kind of bringing out new stuff. I did recently film a full face of MUA because I had almost a full face. But yeah, everything that they have done and are doing, I've been enjoying so much. And their TikTok lives are really fun because they always have tons of deals and bundles and stuff. So if you're ever looking for something a bit more affordable when it comes to your makeup, MUA are probably the most affordable in Superdry. But yeah, MUA is so good. This foundation is brilliant. Next, by Revolution, we have their cushion foundation. So this is their super dewy cushion foundation, and when this is super dewy, I would say it's more dewy than super dewy. It's not super dewy, but yeah, I've tried it quite a few times on my channel, and also in my like TikToks and Instagrams and stuff like that. I purchased the shade Fair Warm, and yeah, I have started to kind of enjoy cushion foundations because I did try the tier one and I absolutely loved it. Only issue that I have when it comes to these type of things, it's having this around. I need to kind of separate it maybe from this packaging. I know the whole point is to kind of keep it separate from there just because of the contamination of your bacteria, but I just feel like I could have like it separately, so that's something that I'm gonna do myself. But yeah, they have a ton of shades. I think it's like 10, like less than £10, even though like all Revolution foundations are so affordable. I did recently pick up one of the other nude skin tints, which I will be trying soon. I'm really excited about trying that one. But yeah, when this came out, I was super intrigued because it is very not full coverage. It's a very buildable to full coverage, and if you put too much on, it can look a little bit cakey. So that is one issue when it comes to these kind of cushion foundations, because when you apply it on the actual sponge, it's a bit difficult to kind of tell how much you're picking up. But the less you the more that you kind of go onto it and just blend it out, it looks beautiful. And I feel like it's a foundation that I will use especially a lot maybe during the summer, but very light-handedly, because during the summer and the spring, because my skin is so sensitive, I need to be very careful with like what SPF and stuff that I have in here. I don't think this has any SPF, but I think their skin tint does have one. I'm not too sure, but yeah, coverage wise it's brilliant. So next I want to talk about brows, which is not really something that I use or talk about much on my channel, but it's because it's part of the NYX Professional Makeup and the Simpsons collection. I needed to talk about it. So I do have one other product that I will be talking about later if you've seen my review about it. But yeah, I haven't tried this particular product because I don't know, I really wanted to try it because it looks amazing, but then when they kind of announced that they were going to add Marge's blue hair to it, I was like, I'm going to buy it. And to be honest, I feel like it's a bit of a waste. I do like how well the gel works because the gel is really good and it really sticks down my hair, but it's deflated like half, like the air is just like gone, and it's quite a struggle to get the product out. Like no matter how much you squeeze it, it just barely comes out, and I don't want to do that thing where I squeeze it too much comes out and I've like wasted a product. That happened to me with like a She Glam concealer recently, because there's so much air compressed in it. When you squeeze it, too much will come out or nothing will come out, and so it's just very frustrating how it's been made. But I love the packaging. Like The Simpsons, I mentioned, is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. It's a show that I quote on a daily basis, and there's people out there who I know who are like, I can say a Simpsons quote to them and they will get it straight away. But yeah, I just love the kind of packaging more than actual kind of payoff. When the next product I talk about is the opposite, because I absolutely loved it. But yeah, this is okay. I think, yeah, like I said, the gel itself is much better than the kind of execution, and the bristles are quite rough as well. So if your skin is quite sensitive, you don't want to be like stabbed in the brows with a couple of like really sharp bristles. It's probably not for you. But if you like The Simpsons and you want kind of a geeky type thing, then yeah, this is great. let's go on to under eye brightener. So this is by MUA, and this is their Pro Base Double Shot Under Eye Brightener. So this is quite nice. I mean, this is very affordable. So I think this is like £3.50. The dough foot is super tiny because essentially it's only for your under eye. So it's not a concealer where, you know, I would want it to hide my spots. It's more for my under eye bags. And this is really nice. It's very buildable. I have the shade light. So I think there's about 3 or 4 shades. Obviously, you don't need that many. I believe you probably don't need that many shades for under eye brighteners. Obviously, when it comes to concealers, that's a whole different ballpark. But when it comes to brighteners, unless you're like Huda Beauty and you have like, what is it, like the cherry ones and this and that, like these are just really nice and simple. And yeah, I just think it does a really nice job. It blends out really beautifully. It makes my under eyes look really bright. So that's essentially, it does the job. And like I said about MUA, they're just a brand that is really great and they're super affordable. So you're not breaking the bank whenever you kind of want to use it or purchase anything from them. There's not really much else to say. I do have one more MUA product that I want to talk about, but obviously when we get to it, we get to it. So let's go on to another concealer. So this is by About Face, and I don't know if I spoke about this in my last makeup kind of roundup, but I'll talk about it again because I've been using it so much. But it's their Illusionist, and I have been loving this. It has been probably one of my favorite concealers so far of the year, that and the Charlotte Tilbury one. The Charlotte Tilbury is very thick and it's very light. You need the tiniest amount, otherwise it will just be like you have lights beaming at the bottom of your eyes. But this is very nice and buildable, like it's medium buildable. This is probably the most expensive thing out of everything that I'm talking about today because it's, you know, from Space NK. It's a bit more higher in price, if that makes sense. I think it's like £22, which is not the worst, but it's obviously like totally fine. I think About Face is pretty decently priced, to be honest. Like their foundation is what, £21. I really think that foundation is amazing and really worth it. And to pair it up with this, I think it works beautifully. The dough foot is really nice. It blends really nicely into kind of the corner of my eyes. It's a bit of an interesting dough foot because it's got this kind of little bendy, obviously they all should be quite bendy, but the way that it's kind of shaped out just so it can go perfectly under your eyes. And yeah, I really want to try more by About Face, but I just have too much crap at the moment to kind of need to buy anything else. Famous last words, we'll see. They come out with their blush palettes, I'll probably be buying that one. But yeah, this is absolutely stunning. I love this a lot. So let's go on to blush and highlighters. So talking of MUA, and I know I've been speaking about them quite a lot, so I'm not going to focus too much on this itself. So this is the Plush Blush. I don't know why I can't read. I definitely have issues with reading. So the Plush Blush, and this is one of those blushes where you kind of tap inside and it comes out with a sponge applicator. This is gorgeous. This is such a gorgeous shade. I have the shade Peony Pink. No, Peony Pinch. Again, it's so small that I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, this blends out beautifully. It's very pigmented, and I think again it's like £4 or £3.50. You can't go wrong. I don't think you need to shake it. Oh, shake to wake. But then it kind of, yeah, so yeah, if you need to give it a bit of a shake before you use it, just so it can kind of move the products around. But yeah, it's perfect. It's beautiful on the skin. And yeah, I don't really know what else I can say about it apart from it's pigmented. A little goes a long way. You just have to blend it in with a brush, and yeah, it works so well. So let's go on to Essence blush and highlighter. So we might as well talk about this together. So we've got the Blush Crush, and then we have the Soft Touch highlighter. So I got these together and I've been loving them. The Soft Touch highlighter is a nice kind of like bouncy highlighter, but it's super pigmented, the way that it kind of blends out onto the skin. I think this is like £4. And then the blush itself is called Sweet Hibiscus. It's not super pigmented, so I feel like if you really want like a punch from it, you just need to build it up, and it doesn't look too crazy because it's so light. There are quite a few shades. When I say quite a few, I'd say there's probably like 3-4 shades, if that. So this is a shade that I kind of love going to because it's very different. It's kind of like a peachy pink, so it's not completely pink, and it's got a kind of terracotta-esque shade. I'm using natural lighting, so hopefully you can see the proper payoff from it, but I have been using it in like some of my videos and stuff because I love it. So let's go on to the next product, which is the other product from my Nicks and Simpsons collection. This is so good. This is probably my favorite out of the 2 products that I've tried, and obviously that's not much, but I didn't want to buy the whole collection because number one, I just didn't like the look of everything, and I don't need it. So yeah, this is the what's it called, Donut Mind If I Do highlighter. So this is kind of like a duo blush and highlighter, and I used it today. Oh my god, when I swatched it, when I first tried it, I fell in love. I just absolutely love the kind of blend of blush and highlighters, because you do save a lot of time if you obviously in a rush and you want like to use 2 in 1, and the hybrid together just works so well. And it honestly, I don't have anything different on, I just have this on, and it's stunning. And the way that it like is so pigmented, it doesn't look too like cakey, because sometimes if you over apply like these type of products, it will just really emphasize my pores, and I feel like it hasn't done that at all. So yeah, the 2 products that I've tried out of that collection, I think, you know, like I said, the brows is okay, but the actual kind of blush highlighter thing is amazing. So let's go on to the last blush, and this is by Revolution. So this is super affordable. I think this is about $3.50. This is a blusher reloaded in the shade Rose Kiss. So this is so pigmented, and a little goes a long way. And this is like a bit deeper than maybe sometimes what I normally go for, but I thought I wanted to try something different. But yeah, the smallest amount will go a long way. And Revolution always coming out with tons of various different products. They've come out with so many cream products recently that I sometimes miss their powder ones. So when they came out with this, I wanted to try it straight away, and I really like it. It's just going to last me a really long time because it is like so pigmented. So let's end on the lips now. So what I have today are these Juicy Bombs by Essence, and these are really nice. So this is the Juicy Bomb Plumping Lip Gloss. Now, I don't feel any plumping at all. So if you want to get these, but you're worried about the plumping effect on it, this does not feel plumping in the slightest. And I've been wearing this for about 20 minutes. This is not plumping at all. It's just there, and it's just nice and juicy looking. It looks like it's plumped my lips slightly, but there's like no tingle effect whatsoever. These are like £2.50. I got these from Just My Look, and they have about 6 or 7 shades. I picked up 2. So I picked up Pure Raspberry and Sweet Strawberry. So I'm using Sweet Strawberry today. It's a nice kind of like deeper tone, and this one is still like more kind of nudie, like a deeper nudie tone, but it's still absolutely stunning. So I'm actually really glad that I picked these up. And like I said, Essence are like knocking it out of the park. Sometimes they have a lot of products that are not always the favorite, but now recently I've been enjoying so much. So then let's go on to the last lip product. So this is by NYX. This is their Fat Matte. So this is essentially their Fat Matte lip oils, but in a lipstick matte form. So it's a similar idea, but a different execution of products. So yeah, this is a mattifying lipstick, and this is in the shade, where's it gone? Scarlet Snuggles. And yeah, these are gorgeous. I mean, they transfer very easily. They're not going to be non-transferable. They will dry down matte, but they're not overly drying, which is what I like a lot, because the last thing that I want on my lips to be like all wrinkly and horrible and dry, but these don't do that at all. I wasn't the fan of the lip oil in this version just because they made my lips look a mess, but if you put on a really good liner and then you add this on top, it looks absolutely stunning. I was really surprised when they brought this out because they didn't really advertise it much, and then now have their body collection come out, which I'm so intrigued about because I don't use body oils and I'm not going to pick that up, but they have like body butters and shower gels, I think, and stuff like that. So I'll definitely try my best to pick something up. But that was my essentially makeup roundup. That wasn't everything, because there were definitely a couple of things that I haven't tried, like that I haven't spoken about. There was like the MUA lip liner type thing, which I completely forgot to bring, but again, I don't need to show you guys everything. If you want to see what I've been using, please look back at previous videos, because I always show you guys what I purchased and what I think of them. And yeah, I'll be doing this type of video in the next few months, because again, every like 2 months I'll just round up everything, but I'm going to still be uploading like other content. But yeah, let me know what you've thought of these products. Are there anything that you've tried or that you're intrigued about? And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance. So don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on, and appreciate you sitting down listening to me ramble on. I will see you soon. Bye.